Welcome to some exam questions on Year 1, Chapter 1 Maths, Algebraic Expressions. So here, look at this question. This is rationalising surds, so we multiply it by something we call the conjugate pair. Now this, once you do this, this will already earn you some method marks. Now remember, when you have a conjugate pair, if this was A and this was B, then once you multiply it out, these two brackets, that would be A squared minus B squared. So the bottom will just be 3 times 3, which is 9, and minus root 5 times root 5, which is 5. Now the top, 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to get minus 3 root 5. Now it'll be easier to work out what root 20 is, which is root 4 times root 5. So that becomes 2 root 5. So 2 root 5 times 3 is going to be plus 6 root 5. And the last bit, root 20 times minus root 5 is minus root 100, which we know is 10. So simplifying all of that, you're going to get 9 plus 3 root 5 minus 10 over 4. Now this is going to give us minus 1 plus 3 root 5 all over 4. It says in this form, and we can split this into two separate fractions. So the answer is just going to be minus 1 over 4 plus 3 over 4 root 5, and that's quite easily done. Let's look at the next question. Simplify fully 32x to the power 5 to the power of minus 2 over 5. So if we remember indices when we're doing fractional powers, we know we can change this to 1 over 32 x to the power 5 and 2 to the power 5. So if you want to split this up first, let's just do this. To the power of 1/5, and that will give us 1 over 2x, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32, and we multiply the powers, which will make 1. Now we have to square it, because 2 to the power 5 is like doing the 5th root and squaring it. So let's just do an arrow there, because I can't say equals. And I'm just doing this step by step, and you can do it all in one go. So then we'll just get 1, 2 squared is 4. That will be the answer, quite easily done. Another question on index rules and understanding it. That's 4 marks, and you might have seen this as a GCSE question. So, can you see this is a power of 2? So we can rewrite that as 2 to the power x times 2 squared to x plus 1 equals 8. Okay, so what do we get here? We get 2x times 2, and let's multiply out this bracket to the 2x plus 2 equals 8. Now what do we do when we multiply powers? We add the powers, right, when the bases are the same. So we can add this x to the 2x, so we get 2 to the 3x plus 2 equals 8. Now, 2 to the power of what equals 8? We know that's 3, right? So 3x plus 2 must equal 3. So we minus 2 on both sides. 3x equals 1, so x must equal 1/3. Right, do remember to pause this video when required, and certainly go back to the beginning and answer these questions once you've seen the walkthrough, and see if you can get 4 marks on it, because that's an important skill. We don't learn just by watching, we learn by doing as well. And watching is called mirroring. Okay, so this is the last and final question. Show that this can be written in this form, where a and b are integers to be found. So we want to expand this out. So remember, that means this over the square root of x. So that equals 9 minus 3 root x minus 3 root x minus root x times minus root x is plus x over root x. That's good. This looks like we're going to get the 1, 2, 3 terms. So we just simplify that to 9 minus 6 root x plus x all over root x. Now we're going to divide each term and separate it. Now root x, it's important, is the same as x to the half. So 1 over root x is the same as, so that's a half. X equals minus a half. So let's split these up to individual terms. So that's 9 over root x minus, well, 6 root x over root x is just going to be 6. So that gives us the b term, plus x over root x is just going to be x to the half. And so you can see that's actually 9x to the minus a half minus 6 plus x to the half, and that question is done. Perfect. Okay, so let's see another set of exam questions, and you do need these skills to access the rest of the course, because these skills will be applied to other questions, exam type questions, and it will be a part skill. Right, how I would do this is flip the fraction and make that to the power of a half now, which we should know is the square root. So the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 25 is 5, and a half times the power of 4 is 2. So well, that one's quite easily done. Similar to the last question we did, please feel free to pause the video at any time and give these a go. Or if you want to run through, just play the video and then do try all these questions again to make sure you can do it. This is 8x is greater than 0. We're going to expand the top bracket. Ooh, that's a 4 root x all over root x. Okay, so that's going to be 9. We're going to get a minus 12 root x and another minus 12 root x. So I'm just going to jump a step and say that's minus 24 root x. Minus 4 times minus 4 is minus plus 16. Root x times root x is x, so that's plus 16x all over root x. Let's split this up, so this is going to be 9 over root x. We can see that links to this now. Minus 24 root x over x, that's going to be minus 24. So I was getting confused because that doesn't link to this, but that links to this. Plus 16x divided by root x. X is, remember, x is the power of half, so we're doing x over that, so minus the powers, so that's plus 16x to the half, and that works. So that's right in that form. That's 9 over root x plus 16x to the half minus 24, which is 9x to the minus a half plus 16x to the half minus 24, so b is minus 24 in this instance. So let's have a see. We've got, given that 32 root x equals 2 to the power of a, find the value of a. Well, can you see 32, 2 to the power of something equals 32. 2 squared is 4, cubed is 8, to the power of 4 is 16, to the power of 5. So we get 2 to the power of 5 times root 2 equals 2a. Remember, root 2 equals 2 to the half. So we can add these powers. So 2 to the 5.5, and then let's write the A here, up there. So A must equal 5.5. That's actually really easily done. I want to simplify this fully, so let's just square this out first. So we know that's going to be 16x because we've got to square the 4. So the 4 squared is a 16. Remember, we multiply the powers, so 2 times minus half is minus 1 times x squared. So we add these powers, we get left with 16x. When you're good at this, it's so easy. We're going to solve this equation. So we don't want to deal with this root 2, so we multiply both sides by root 2. Remember to put that in a bracket because you have to multiply both terms, so we're going to get 10 root 2 plus x. Root 2 times root 8 is root 16, so that's going to be 4. Now we've got equals 6x minus 4x on both sides. We've got 10 root 2 equals 2x. Divide out by 2. And then we're going to get left with 5 root 2 equals x. So all these skills are essentially basic skills for A-level math. So these need to be sharp and perfect. Okay. I hope this video has been helpful. Do ask me any questions if you didn't understand a key point in class or after school, and do go back to the start of this video and try all these questions and see if you can ace it. Remember, do feel free to pause at any point. Well done.